Good morning. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd. Let's start out by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. All of this is free. You do not get charged. Also, hit the more button so you can join the Discord community. Again, all this is free. You do not get charged. It just helps build the trading channel here. Anyways, let's get into it. We do not have any earth-shattering economic data today. However, tomorrow we've got non-farm unemployment at 7:15 and 9 o'clock. Hey, Anthony, what's up, bud? We've got ISM manufacturing at 9 o'clock tomorrow as well. Thursday, start to get a little more unemployment claims at 7:30 on Thursday. And then Friday, we have some heavy economic data, PCE, price index, and U of M consumer sentiment. So let's get into our broader markets today. Again, subscribe to the channel. Like this video, please. It's all free. Let's get into broader markets here. Nice little push we're getting this morning here. Let's get into the ES right now. So right now we're looking at a 4-hour channel here, a 4-hour chart rather. So this is creating a nice little cup and handle for those of you that are into the bar charting, with your different signals here. Here's your little cup. Here's a handle for me. So if we can break this level up here, this first level that we're looking to get through right now, 65.4650. Then the level that we really need to break is at 68.6775 in order to push into that November 3rd high of 69.0350. And then if we can get to that 69.0350 high, then we go to the all-time high 69.5375. On the downside, let's look at it at a macro level here right now. I like how we hold this 68.1225. This is a level I've been talking about for weeks now. It's respecting that level even in pre-market. It's important we hold that level. If we lose that level, we come down to 67.9273. And then if we lose that, we come down to the 67.73 level, of which, by the way, I don't mind it even down at that level either. I think that these are some decent levels to hold for us to still get some upside. But I think that overall, we are in this regressional channel that I drew here a while ago. So if we can get through these levels right here, I like us to continue to push, and if we could break through the all-time highs, I think that we get to 7,000, probably by the end of the year, if we can continue to have good economic data. If we have rate cuts, that we have an 83% chance that there's going to be rate cuts coming in December, so that should help the market. One thing that I was looking at too, with the if you watch commercials and you could start to see the automobile ads, they're starting to give 0% financing for 60 months. To me, that's a key indicator that rates are going to start coming down when they start doing those kind of ads, also trying to spur business towards the end of the year. We're also in a time where, most of the time you have a Santa Claus Christmas rally. So hopefully we're going to get that coming up right now. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, we need to get a little more push on the NASDAQ to get back into this regressional channel. Same thing that I drew on the ES, because we saw that we dipped below. It's important that we can regain this level that I have here. It's good that we regained that previous all-time high back in October, 25,394. We should get a little reaction up there at 25,563. And then if we could get through that level, then we push to the lower end of that regressional channel at 25,640.49. If we can regain that level, within the next week or so. I'd like us to get back up to that high set back in November 5th at 25,880. On the downside, very similar to what I had on the ES. I like this level that it's supported. It's, you know, it's creating the same thing on the ES, a nice cup and handle pattern here, right? Here's the cup, here's the handle being formed right now. So we have to break through this level right here in order to get that continuous push. If we come down here on the macro level here, you see good support down here at this nice support line that I have here, down to 25,269 up to 25,310. So it's important that we hold those levels. If we lose those levels, we could pull back into 25,111.92. But I don't really. I think it could be a slow grind today. But you know, you could definitely on the pullbacks. I am definitely a dip buyer these days right now, especially leading into the end of the year. So anyways, let's get into Tesla. Remember, subscribe to the channel, like this video, it's all free. And let's get into Tesla. Tesla was spot on yesterday with my pre-market analysis. Hopefully you guys were able to capitalize on all of that. I had before the market had opened yesterday, we had a POC level, which I took off the charts yesterday. So the market yesterday, before pre-market, we had a POC level up here at 430.14, and the market opened and we popped right into it right on the open. This is a 15-minute chart we're looking at here, and then it popped off and then pulled right back down. And then later on, once we regained it, I said our target was the 50-day SMA, which we hit that. And yesterday, the 50-day SMA was at about 433, 430, between 432 and 433. We hit it, we respected it, and we popped right back off it. So here's the 20-day SMA right now. We are respecting that, which was big yesterday. So we came down and tested it several times. We held it, which was important. And so now here we are today. So we are above the 20-day SMA, and we are above yesterday's close, which is 430.14. So my bias again today for Tesla, I'd like to see some pullback longs. So we are going to be, I think we may get a little heavy up here again by this 50-day SMA. But if you look at it on the holistic view, let's take a look at this, clean this up a little bit. I like the way that Tesla is just really stair-stepping higher right now. And if we could get through the 50-day SMA at 432.69, actually, I think an important level to get through would probably be 435.09. If we can get through the 435.09 level, I think we quickly push up to this 439.36 level. You could see right here, this is as I was explaining yesterday, this big sell-off right here, this becomes a speed zone where all the shorts become, oh my God, we're wrong, and we better start covering our shorts. So you can see there's no buyers here. So if we can get above this level, actually this 432 level looks pretty good, but to me, to get good confidence that we can push higher, this 435.09 would make me feel confident to really push higher today into this 439 level, and then probably get some resistance into this, I would say 441, between 441.46 and 442.49 to get a lot of response there. So let's break this down and look at it on a smaller scale here. So let's do that. So you can see right here, we recouped all of these big sell-offs right now. So all of those sell-offs, all those shorts were wrong now. So now they recouped themselves, and now we're pushing higher right now. So Tesla could very well pull back though too, so you have to be careful on that, right? So you can see, in the day it was very whippy during the day, but then it regained itself. So the buyers are still in place right now, and they're definitely taking control of Tesla for the time being. So got to be careful of that. What I would like to see potentially, if Tesla pulls back, let's look at the SMAs here. So you have yesterday's close. right here at 430.14. So the first ideal pullback would be to yesterday's close. You could get a response off of yesterday's close. We do have a tiny point of control that's open yesterday. And as I go over all the time, point of control is when the market gets away from a certain price average, right? And then it doesn't come back down and hit it. So it did not quite come back and hit it in post-market or pre-market today. So I leave that open right now at 427.90. So that could be a level for it to pull back to. An ideal pullback would possibly be 427.46 also before we continue to move higher. So you have to be careful of that. Tesla could give you a little push in the morning and then knock you down all the way back down to these levels for a pullback. So I'm going to be careful on the open, even though I am still very bullish on Tesla. Ideally, I'd like to see these pullbacks into this level to take it long. So I'm going to be very patient on the open today. So that being said, let's take a look at the 5-minute opening range. Remember, subscribe to the channel, like this video. Thank you very much for that. And here we go. So 5-minute opening range traded for yesterday. You had to be very patient yesterday. In the morning, so I had made a video yesterday on this trade. So go back and watch the video that I made yesterday in the 5-minute opening range trade. It shows the live video. I took some losers and then I took a bunch of winners and ultimately was profitable on the day. I think I made like $1,200 and I didn't really trade that much for the rest of the day, but it was a pretty good day. You could read it once the market settled in. You read it, so you could have taken the first 5 minutes of the day. We had that range at 425.20 to 429.39. So you had about a $4 range right there. And then when you had that initial break, you got up to 431. So you could have made a couple dollars on that initial break. I really, you can take some quick scalps on that initial break. I used to take that trade all the time, and I've learned to be a little more patient on that. Sometimes I'll take some quick scalps. I don't hang on to those trades very long, literally seconds. I'm in those trades. The second it breaks, I'll take a long on the upside and then scalp it really quick. Put on a larger lot size and then get out of the trade really quick. Don't hang on to it, kind of like a hot potato. And then later on, when you get that bigger volume push, you can see the volume on the first 5 minutes. By the way, this is why you do the 5-minute opening range trade, because the first 5 minutes, look at the volume on the first 5 minutes of the day. This is your biggest volume push until pretty much like the end of the day, right? Even this volume that you see right here, it's not greater than this volume, because this is right here, this volume that you see right in here. This is 2 million. The opening range yesterday for the first 5 minutes was 2,276,000 shares, right? The last 5 minutes of trading was 1,202,000 shares. The first 5 minutes of post-market, the wick was it was just as big as the opening range right here, okay? And this is a little over 2.5 million shares. So it's the first 5 minutes. You didn't get another volume push until the very end of the day. That's why you use the range of the first 5 minutes, because that gives you the best break, the best range, knowing that, okay, if you break that range, that's most of the time, that's the direction where the trade is going to take you for that day. So now getting back into Tesla for the rest of the day, once you broke it later on in the day, the range on the high side was 429.39, and you could have gotten yourself $4 on the high side here. But I was calling this trade out, and once we broke it and we got above the opening range, the close from the previous day trading, I said you could take that target into this 50-day SMA, but it was going to get heavy up there. So if you were long, you had to get out of those longs, and it really respected that 50-day SMA, like a champ. So now going into today, you have to be careful. That same thing, you may get a reaction up there, but we are, when you hit a wall several times, it's going to get weak. So, we got up there once here. What was that, last Friday? Got up there again yesterday. We're approaching it again for a third time. You probably were going to get another reaction again. And then I would say if we get a reaction and we pull back down again, and then we push through again, I would say that you have a good chance of pushing through. So in order for Tesla to really push and get through higher, you're really going to have to get a good push through that 50-day SMA, and you're going to have to see good price action holding above that 50-day SMA in order for us to get into that 439, 441 level right there. So if we do lose this close yesterday, 430, 414, I think we pull back down to this 427, 90 to 427, 46 area. And then I think if we lose this 427, 21 area, I think we very easily could pull back down to this 20-day SMA down here at, well, now it's set at 424.87. So that is my bias for Tesla today. I am looking for pullback longs. I am not going to, if Tesla takes off on the open on the upside today, I am not going to have that fear of missing out and get long. I'm going to be patient today. The strike prices I'm going to use today, I'm going to adjust my call price to 440 on the call side, which is going to expire on Friday. And then on the put side, I am going to raise my put side, and I'm going to bring that up to 420. So you can see where they close. The premiums close pretty close to one another. On the put side, the 420 premium closed at $4.15, and the call side closed at $4.40, right? So for every one lot you risk, it's going to cost you $440 you're risking on that, right? So if you buy one and you hang on to it till expiration, and if it went to zero, you would lose $440, right? But the style of trading we do, we don't hang on to it till it goes to zero. We're scalpers, we're intraday traders, we're not swing traders. You could very well be a swing trader, but my advice on swing trading, and by the way, you have to do your homework on whatever I tell you, because I am not an advisor. I've just been trading for many years, and you have to take my advice with a grain of salt. Do your own homework and do your own back testing. But if you were to be a swing trader, it's best to use a strike price and expiration date that is 2-3 weeks out. So the decay on your premium price you don't lose value in it as quickly as you would as a weekly expiration like we do on Fridays. Anyways, again, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, click the more button so you can click on the link to join the Discord station. Everything is free, so it doesn't cost you anything to click the button. Share the video, and I appreciate it all. Hopefully I will see everybody in the Discord trading room. I am going to record the video that I do with the live trading as well. If you're not there, you can come. You'll be able to watch the video and see that, but it's best if you come and you watch it live in the Discord room so you can really get a good bird's eye view of what's going on. Anyways, have a great trading day if I don't see you in the trading room, and I will see you.